G'day. In today's Eyes on China, we're going to take a look at the state of the spa nation in China. Here in China for the next few days at the Spa China Summit, so I'm going to share a few thoughts with you on what's happening in and around the spa business, particularly the hotel spa business here in China. Now, the actual event doesn't really officially kick off until tonight at the Welcome Cocktail, but just the general overview that I'm getting from talking to a few people over the past 24 hours since I arrived, the general vibe, I guess, within the hotel spa business is that things are just getting tougher. There's a number of reasons for that, and there's a number of different levels to that. Business in general is getting tougher. It's getting harder to make money. The government is starting to put in more rules and regulations around what's happening in the spa industry, which I think most would accept as a good thing. It's getting much harder to find quality staff, whether it's managers or therapists. There's a lot more competition around, and particularly costs are rising. And it's not just operational cost, of course, it's the cost of payroll, which is always our biggest cost, the labor cost. So labor cost is getting significantly higher in China as a result, I guess, mainly of not having a great deal of resource to call on in terms of being able to find people to do the job. Interestingly enough, some more research that the guys at the Spa China Summit have done is that there's a general feeling that the hotel spas particularly are only targeting the older clientele. They're targeting people sort of 30 plus, which makes sense because, you know, most of the people that can afford to stay in a nice hotel in China where they have a spa are probably going to be older. But what it means is that we're not getting any of the next generation coming through to experience the spa product. Now, is that just a factor of money, or is it because what we're offering is really catering to an older crowd, not catering to their crowd, and not that interesting? Goes back to a point that I've made a few times, that I don't believe the hotel spa industry has really evolved the offering that much. So the interesting vibe here generally is that I guess what you could say in summary, the industry is maturing. A lot of these issues have been faced in more mature spa markets for a number of years now. Rising costs, rising labor costs, rising competition, rising regulation. It's a normal part of the life cycle of any new business. And the hotel spa business, particularly in China, has been on a bit of a tear for probably the last maybe 5 or 7 years, I guess. Seems like it's starting to slow down a bit, which comes, like I said, with the maturity of the industry. There's a few more closings this year than openings, which is interesting, suggests again that the industry is slowing down. So that's the general vibe over here. It's going to get much more important to try and find a way to differentiate yourself. One of their learnings is, just incidentally, that the younger generation that is coming through isn't particularly loyal to either a skincare brand or a spa brand. So they're looking for something new and something different all the time. Not something that we in the spa industry, in my opinion, have been great at providing. So that could be another reason why the younger generation, the Generation Z coming through, I guess, is what we call them. I've lost track of what we call these generations, to be honest. But a fair reason as to maybe why they're not coming through is because they're not seeing anything new and exciting and interesting in the spa environment, particularly in the hotel spa environment. So that's it. General nutshell, industry is maturing. With that, I guess the big opportunities are going to come to those that are able to differentiate themselves clearly from the competition. And if you wanted to get into a business that's really going to help the hotel spas in this part of the world, it's going to be anything around labor and supply of resource, because that seems to be the burning issue, as it is, of course, for most of us in most parts of the world. Alrighty, that is it for today. I will be back again tomorrow with another update from China, and until then, bye for now. Do you see what